So, Michelle, people enjoy Disney parks for a lot of different reasons. Some people love the amazing attractions. Some people love the shows. Some people just want to chill and take in all the vibes. One thing most of us, I believe, agree on is there's one thing that drives us all back to the parks regularly, because if you know that Disney snacks are one of the best parts of any Disney vacation, right, Michelle?
Absolutely. And in this episode, we're not going to just be like listing snacks or ranking them. We're going to delve into why those snacks actually instantly transport you back to the special place. Because if you know,
Disney snacks are amazing. And this is going to be a lot of fun because, like I said, I think we all love Disney snacks. You may not love the same Disney snack, but there's probably a Disney snack that is your favorite and that drives you back and you look forward to every single time you go on a Disney visit or vacation, for sure. So let's go ahead and get into it. Michelle, take it away.
All right. So let's first start with the classics. Now, at some point, every Disney fan has encountered probably at least one of these trinity of classic Disney snacks. And they're not just snacks. They're like milestones. They don't let you down. And that's why they do have the lasting power that has made them consistently appreciated by people. So the first one we'll talk about is the Mickey bar. And I think that of all things, and I'm going to point out it's race weekend. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm wearing from our virtual 5K series snack themed races, our Mickey bar medal here. But the Mickey bar actually, again, it really emphasizes to you that you're there. You're experiencing a day at a Disney park, and there's nothing more exciting than that. And it's luscious, it's premium ice cream, and it's just so wonderful to have.
Especially, you talk about some many times, especially in Florida, but also in California, it's hot. It can be very, very hot, and you get something refreshing and tasty like the Mickey Premium Ice Cream Bar. It's pretty darn good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Another iconic snack is obviously popcorn, and obviously too, the new buckets that they offer from time to time are a real draw. But there is just something that is so special when you're walking around a Disney park, especially like when you're walking down Main Street, USA, and you start smelling that hot buttered popcorn being served up there in Main Street. It is nothing like that. You're hearing the music of the Roaring '20s, and you smell that popcorn, and you look around and you're there. Mm-hmm. You're excited. You're there. If you're watching on YouTube, I have a picture here of Walt. Actually, it's a clip from one of the films where he's in it and he's eating popcorn from Main Street. And I just thought that kind of fit this iconic theme that, yes, popcorn was something even Walt Disney wanted to make sure was at the park and liked and appreciated.
Yeah, this may be one of maybe the most classic Disney snack in popcorn. And yes, Walt wanted it in the parks. And you may not even be a huge popcorn fan. You may not pick up popcorn on your Disney visits. But like you mentioned before, the ambiance of walking down Main Street, USA and getting that whiff of the popcorn from one of the stands or one of the carts or whatever it might be will just bring you back to that amazing nostalgic moment. So yeah, whether you enjoy your popcorn or not, it is one of those classic Disney treats, one of those classic Disney snacks.
Exactly. And it just makes you, again, feel like you're really there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the next one is Dole Whip. And it's for some people, it's not just a treat. It's a ritual. You got to have that. It is a snack that some people actually think about before their trip. Like, am I going to just have the regular Dole Whip? Am I going to try something new? Am I going to have a float? I don't think there's a lot that we need to explain about that because with this one, if you know.
Definitely with the Dole Whip.
Yeah.
And yes, classic. Talk about, again, I mentioned the Mickey Premium Ice Cream Bar, how refreshing that can be on a hot day. There's very few things more refreshing than a Dole Whip on a hot day because you get that pineapple flavor. It's cold, refreshing. It will just kind of bring you down when you're kind of at that most heated moment. If you can find a spot in the shade to sit down and get a Dole Whip in you, you get that sweetness, you get that tartness, and you get the cold of this beautiful frosty treat, and it'll perk you back up and get you more inspired for more fun at the parks.
Most definitely. All right, so let's go into another category of snacks that also, really help with this experience that you're having at the parks. And one of the things I think I failed to mention at the beginning is, in trying to hone in on which snacks we would talk about, because there's so many, I thought we would just really focus on what's in the park. I know there's a lot of other great snacks that you can get at, say, the resorts or even the water parks or other places, but, like downtown Disney or Disney Springs. Really wanted to focus on the parks.
Right. Before we get away from the classics, I want to mention one more that you didn't list there.
I may have it somewhere else. But
Mickey Pretzel.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that
later.
Okay,
I'll let you get to that later. Sorry, I didn't mean to throw you off.
That's all
there.
right.
Let's go ahead and get to the next category.
As we're just demonstrating to people that we really don't talk about
I have no
these.
idea what she's going to do with this. I really don't. And that's all right. That's all right.
All right. So the next category are ones that really help, I'll say, make the show or make it a show experience for you while you're there at the park. And the first one that I want to talk about is a baguette, which I don't have a picture of here, but any pastry from Les Halles Boulangerie, Patisserie over at the France Pavilion. I don't know. I should practice that more before going on, because I know that Charles is going to be able to critique me, and I'll take notes, Charles. No worries. But anyways, what I would say with this is, especially in the morning, the earlier you can get there, the better. That you can go in and get something. One, you're avoiding the big crowds. That place has become quite popular. It used to be kind of a hidden gem. Now it's
not so hidden anymore.
No, people know about this. So if you can go there first thing in the morning and pick up, like I said, anything. But baguette is kind of very traditional. Or a picture here is a croissant. But you can take that maybe with either a hot chocolate or a mimosa maybe, or whatever, and go to that area in the France Pavilion that is kind of like on that pathway towards the Remy attraction there. And they have been setting up more tables there, which is really great. But pick one there, sit down, and whether you're just people watching, listening to the music, it's not like blaring. It's very soft music there of, kind of classic French tunes there. You can really feel transported there to someplace special. If you've been to France, if you've been to Paris, it kind of is very much like that, going to one of the cafes around town or whatever. It just feels so quaint and so fun. And it's great that the park lets you experience something like that.
Right. And Les Halles is one of the places that, because not a lot is open at World Showcase before like 11 a.m. But this is one of those spots that is open earlier in the day. So you can stop by there and pick up something as either a breakfast or a brunch type snack of some sorts, or just however you want to enjoy it, and sit back and enjoy your day. Like you mentioned, feeling very French, but also like you can get a good view of the Skyliner from there. If you kind of enjoy that can be a little mesmerizing and fun to enjoy as well. So yeah,
nice
take it all
watching.
in for sure.
Yeah.
Great people watching.
It's actually one of the spots that Scott really enjoys. Like when he and I go to Epcot, we always take time to find a little table there and just enjoy it. Yes, he likes watching the Skyliner and begging me to take him on it. But also it's just kind of a nice way to kind of get away from the hustle and bustle. It's a nice time that you can go even any time of the day and just kind of just sit and relax and have fun.
Right. And usually fairly shady there.
Right.
I think that place is almost always in the shade. So you, at least the specific area that we're talking about.
Right.
So if you're, again, trying to beat the Florida heat,
yes.
That is a great place to sit and relax for a little while.
Exactly. Now, the next one that I wanted to talk about that's, kind of part of a show is a Ronto wrap over at Ronto Roasters. And that one is actually, again, you're there experiencing, Galaxy's Edge. It's there. You have the sights, the sounds, and then the tasty treat there. It definitely feels like something that you would expect to find, to eat over in the Star Wars universe, and it just really again helps you with being immersed into that experience. And who doesn't also like when you're waiting, even if you've like mobile ordered and you're waiting for your order, that you're going over and seeing how they're being made, quote unquote. It's just so fun.
Yeah. I'm going to say this about a few of the things we're going to discuss today. Everybody's viewpoint. I mean, there's some pretty obvious snacks: popcorn, Mickey Premium ice cream bar, Dole Whip. Snacks, definitely snacks. Dole Whip. Ronto Wrap. Is it a snack? Is it a meal? That is up to you for your point of view and how you feel about it. I kind of feel it's more of a meal than a snack. But I understand if you do believe it's more of a snack for you.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of sometimes, a fine line of defining whether or not it's a snack. It's, to me, it's something you can get. It's a quick service. It's mobile order you can get. It's something you can carry around in your hand and just eat easily as you're walking around the park, not necessarily requiring you to sit down as a meal. So, I thought, probably.
Yeah, it's up to your own. There are no wrong answers here. If it's a snack for you, it's great. If it's a meal for you, fantastic. Doesn't matter. You judge yourself. I'll say kind of one thing we can definitely agree on, I think, is that if it's on the Disney Dining Plan at Disney World as a snack credit, then it definitely counts as a snack. Anything other than that, then it's up for your own judgment on what you feel like.
True. And I didn't look that up here, but anyways, but all right. All right. So let's go on to the next category, which is kind of like celebrating times or celebrating good special times. These are the kind of snacks that you see maybe not year round. So whether it's at holiday time or during certain festival time of the year, these are the kind of snacks that you can maybe look forward to for that special experience. The most iconic is obviously gingerbread cookies, the Mickey gingerbread cookies over at Disneyland Park. You can find them at multiple locations during the holiday times. But that, those things definitely shout out holidays. And again, it makes you feel definitely Disney.
Yeah, I love the gingerbread men at Disneyland. Some of our favorite things, even at times that aren't necessarily the holidays, when we pop into some of those shops and they're available, we will pick them up because they're so darn good.
Right. Yeah. When it's outside of the holidays, it's a hit or miss whether you're going to find them there, and it's actually a special treat because it can kind of remind you then of the holidays when you do that.
Or if you just love gingerbread like we do, we'll enjoy. It doesn't matter what time of the year. We'll celebrate the holidays with some gingerbread any time of the year.
That's true.
Yeah.
Exactly. So another one similar to that, and that's holiday season, is the candy canes from Disneyland. That's an annual traditional treat for a lot of people. It does take some effort. We've talked about it in the past and a few episodes ago. But it's one of those that everybody says you'll be rewarded if you put in that effort. They're hand-pulled peppermint sticks. You can only get a limited amount when you go to purchase them, and you have to be at be at a certain place at the right time. I won't go into a lot of details of that, but again, classic Disneyland holiday snack.
That's a definitely, if you know snack, because that is something that maybe most people don't get, but when it comes to that time of year, there's a reason why they announce certain locations, certain dates, certain times when those are available and limit you to so many that you can get, because of the fact that they are so popular and so beloved they are really, really a special treat for sure.
Exactly. So then the next few that I'm going to talk about here are related to festivals that go on during the year. And the first one that I have to mention, one that we really enjoy, it's so funny, the concept, love it, is the sushi donut that's at the Epcot International Festival of the Arts in the Japan Pavilion, and we're excited that that's coming back.
Yeah, it's been a big hit since they debuted. I want to say it was 4 or 5 years ago. Maybe it was right after the pandemic. I don't know if it was before, right. But right after that. And first we were like, sushi donut, what is that? Right. And then we went and saw it and we got one and we're like, man, it's a hit. It's silly. It's just sushi rice, formed in a donut mold, shape, essentially, in a donut shape, and then the fish and the shrimp and everything on top with some ginger and some wasabi on the side and everything. It's And it's amazing. It's fun, especially for someone who loves sushi. It's great.
Right. I know during the holiday festivals at Epcot, they had the sushi tree, which was not shaped like a tree like this one is with the rice. It was actual rolls that were just laid out in the shape of the tree. But I think it started with, I'm not sure of that, don't quote me, but from our recollection, it started with the sushi donut, which is so fun.
And the sushi tree used to be kind of like this in that the rice was formed in the mold of a
Right.
tree, and then they put the fish on the top, similar to this, but they've since changed, I think, simplified it a little bit,
Right.
and started just making a roll, cutting it, and putting it in the shape of a tree. Still great.
Yes.
Love sushi, and it's still excellent. But man, sushi donut, can't wait to get my hands on one of those here soon,
Right?
hopefully.
Exactly. The next one is, and I know this is one of your favorite that we're going to talk about, is the fried cinnamon roll bites that are available during Epcot Flower and Garden Festival. They're served with cream cheese frosting and candied bacon, and these small bites pack a lot of flavor, that cinnamony, rich and sugary taste, just melts in your mouth.
Yeah, a little with the cinnamon, the sweetness from it, both the cinnamon sugar and then the icing on there as well, the cream cheese icing. And then, yes, that pop of salt and kind of meatiness from the crumbled bacon on there. It balances so well. It's like one of those things that like you start eating and you're like, oh my God, these are so good. I'm not going to be able to stop. So many calories, but so worth the calories.
Yes.
As we were preparing this, you asked me like, what's your favorite snack? And I was like, oh, this and that. And then I'm like, wait a minute, does this count as a snack? Because if it does, it's probably that. That's another one of those things that I have to get, like the sushi donut every single year when it comes out. I believe it's brunch caught during the
Right.
Flower and Garden Festival, correct?
Exactly. You got it. You nailed it. Also at that same booth during that same time of year is the avocado toast. It's really, the presentation is beautiful. It has the flowers on it, which is definitely theming with the festival. But it also tastes great, and it's a fair size, for a snack. It's not a meal, but for a delicious snack, I think they give you a generous portion there, and it's just delightful.
Yeah, a nice amount of avocado, nice piece of toast, a large slice of toast, usually tomato on it. Like you said, edible flowers on it. It looks beautiful. It tastes great. It's wonderful, and a wonderful complement on the other side, a little more savory dish as opposed to the sweet dish that is those cinnamon bites.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of fun to have both of them for sure. Yeah. All right. So the next category of snacks that we'll talk about are ones that I labeled as vibes and feels. And these are ones that,
This is where I jumped the gun on you.
yes. These are ones, that kind of could have fallen under the classic as well. But I think some of these over time has really developed for fans of them, that those vibes and those feels again, that you're at a Disney park and you're experiencing it. It brings you back, maybe brings you back as a kid because you've had some of these since you were small. The first one we'll talk about is corn dog. And corn dogs are definitely a sought out snack at both Disneyland and Walt Disney World. But featured here is the Red Wagon on the corner of Main Street, USA at Disneyland. And you might think it's because you're hungry and you really want something there. But this is, like the world's best corn dog. It's not just, I'm hungry, let me get something in me. This is something you yearn for. You really want to have. I mean, it's that delicious corn, thick corn batter from the hand dip that is just great. And, it's something that, you're nowhere else. You're at Disney.
Yeah. Disneyland specific. I mean, they did recently add the stand, and I think it's on the boardwalk where they're doing hand dipped corn dogs there as well. But really, this is a Disneyland specialty, whether it be the Little Red Wagon or whether it be over at Disney California Adventure Park, the corn dog castle over there, the hand dip corn dogs. Yes, you portrayed it perfectly. This, savory hot dog wrapped in this hand dipped, wonderfully fried sweet cornbread filling that makes it the corn dog itself. You can eat it just as it is. It's tasty. If you love mustard on there, that's great as well. It is just so good and one of the best corn dogs you're ever going to have anywhere. And you may think I'm not a corn dog person. I highly suggest, especially if you've never been to Disneyland, that you go out of your way and at least try it. It's pretty large. You can split it with somebody.
Yeah.
But man, it may change your opinion of corn dogs once you try one for the first time.
Exactly. And it may be one that you feel like, okay, now I get it. Now I know, because if you know,
you know.
All right. So moving on to the next one is pretzels, specifically a Mickey pretzel, one that is shaped with Mickey's smiling face. And that is something, again, yes, it could be a classic, but just one of those you feel when you're eating that. And again, you might not be a person like me. I enjoy pretzels, but it's not like I usually get pretzels, especially outside of the parks. But when I'm having a Mickey pretzel, I just feel like it's really something special, that it's more than just, oh, I'm eating a pretzel.
Right. I mean, it's not the greatest pretzel you're going to get. I'll argue that if you want to go get a pretzel, go to the Germany pavilion at Epcot and pick up one of those pretzels there. Those are outstanding. But there is something, like you said, nostalgic about that Mickey pretzel. It's still great. Even if it's not as good as that Germany one, it's still pretty good. It's still very warm, bready, a little bit of salt on there on a hot day. You can always use a little bit extra salt, And yeah, it's shaped like Mickey, so it's got no calories, right? At least that's what I've heard. I mean, it's going to make your day. And those are plentiful at most every Disney park you go to. You can find those Mickey pretzels. And while I don't get them all the time, when I get one, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah,
I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, you're going to enjoy it. You're not just going to like shovel it in, and especially if you're dipping it in with the cheese sauce and everything. Yeah, it's just, again, it gets those vibes, gives you those vibes. And the other one in this category is churros. And that's a really sweet treat. It's not only popular to most people, but it's one that Disney knows that people love, and that they continue to evolve with new flavors and new things that you can try with churros. That you can. They're so popular. You can even get them at a lot of the Disney pool bars and everything like that. It's just something that's a easy to carry sweet treat. And I have to say, Disneyland really, it goes above and beyond, I think, when it comes to churros and the variety of churros that they provide.
Walt Disney World's churros, they're fine. But go to Disneyland and the churros are at the next level of churro, at least Disney parks churros. You're going to find, I mean, there are some specialty churros you can find around Walt Disney World that are pretty darn good. But as far as like just going to the stands or the booths or whatever and picking up a churro, they're fine. Disneyland, you can get the regular churros that the cinnamon sugar type churros. They're excellent. But then the specialty churros that they break out seasonably that are so fantastic and phenomenal and all different interesting flavor combinations. They do the churro right at Disneyland for sure.
Absolutely, 100%. And here's where I'm going to, let you understand how phenomenally popular they are, especially at Disneyland. These are the churro carts at the 2 Disneyland parks. There's a churros and lemonade in Bayou Country, a churros cart at Hollywoodland, at Small World Promenade, at Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, near Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters, near Casey Jr. Train, at the Cozy Cone Motel, near Goofy's Sky School, near the Haunted Mansion, near Redwood Creek Challenge Trail, near Sleeping Beauty Castle, near Town Square, Senor Buzz Churro on Pixar Pier, and Willie's Churro at Buena Vista Street. And that's not even mentioning also Terrain Treats and Avengers Campus also provides offering of churro.
Yeah. Churros, so many churros, and they are, and there's a reason why they have so many. They are super popular and they are very, very tasty. If you like churros, but even if you haven't, I'll tell you what, again, just like with the corn dog, if you've experienced a Walt Disney World churro and you're like, but you head to Disneyland, one of the things you need to try there is try their churro and see how it compares. You may still not like it. Churros may not be your thing, but I recommend you sample the difference because they are much, better at Disneyland than they are at Walt Disney World.
Right. Now, I do want to mention a couple that are available at Walt Disney World that are, maybe a little bit more elaborate. Just a couple examples here. They have the Bouncin' Mini Churro at the Ice Cold Hydraulics in Disney Hollywood Studios. It's a savory churro topped with Coca-Cola and bourbon candied bacon, sriracha aioli, and scallions.
That's right. I remember when we were in line to get some, maybe it was a popcorn bucket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We saw those there. We're like, should we try those? Not sure. So maybe next time.
Yeah. This other one that is an example of, more elaborate churros is actually over at Maya Grill at Coronado Springs, but it's a churro filled with, and I don't think I'll say this right,
Cotija.
Vanilla ice cream, seasoned berries, galleta Maria crumble, and chocolate sauce.
Interesting. So kind of a Mexican, well, not that churros aren't Mexican,
right.
but kind of more of those Mexican flavors. Sweet flavor profile.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And of course, during May the 4th, they typically offer a lightsabers churro that they have, light and dark side choices and include a lightsaber cardboard hilt that you can conveniently hold to either eat or duel.
Well, you will have to. If you're going to get a lightsaber churro, somebody is going to have to get the red one and someone's going to have the blue one.
Right.
And you're going to have to at least have a small duel before you start chomping into it. That's for sure. It's just the way it is. Because if you know, that's the way it goes. It's the rules. I don't make them.
Good point. All right, let's move on to another category. And this one I'll say they're snacks that maybe not for everybody, but everything to some people. These snacks, these have a terrific fan base, and that fan base is loyal to these snacks. And again, it might not be one of the snacks that you like, but if you like these, you love these. And the first one we'll talk about is a turkey leg. and that
boy, that is a room splitter. The turkey leg is a room splitter for sure.
The fans of that, I have to say, you're committed. You're not apologizing. Yeah. You're accepting that everything that comes with this unique snack. But let's face it, you look pretty cool walking around with a turkey leg. Yes. And I think people around you are a little bit jealous that you're getting to enjoy that.
I don't feel that way, but I'm on that one side of the room that is like no need for the turkey leg. I get it. But I also have no problem with anybody wanting to enjoy a turkey leg. I mean, if that's your thing, man, they do look pretty good. I mean, I will say that. I'm not somebody who wants to walk around with a giant, like, dinosaur-sized turkey leg as I'm walking through the parks chomping on it. But hey, if you like it, I'm not going to stop you from eating.
Yeah. No judgment here. And actually, I am one of those people. It's not that the thing that I would get because I'm lazy and I don't want to bother with it. But I have to say, when I see somebody eating it, I'm like, gosh, they're lucky they're doing that. Good for them. Now, I have a fun fact about turkey legs.
Okay.
All right. Ashley Eggstein's dad was actually part of the team that brought turkey legs to Disney parks.
I had no idea.
See, fun fact there. Yeah. All right. Another one in this category that, again, there may not be snacks for everybody, but they're everything for some people. And that is spring rolls, especially at that spring roll cart near Adventureland.
Yes, very popular.
Yeah, they're so popular. Those things, they sell out by like 5 p.m., So if you want them, you got to get to them, But, I obviously you can get spring rolls at other places. But, I mean, that cart is super popular.
They usually have the traditional cheeseburger spring roll, which tastes like a cheeseburger. I mean, it's got all the stuff that you love. If you like a cheeseburger, those flavors in it, wrapped up in a crispy fried shell.
Right.
And then a lot of times they'll have the pepperoni pizza roll. And then sometimes they branch out into some other things as well. But yeah, I'm not going to say that's something I get regularly, but not against it. The flavor profile is very good.
But again, some people are big fans of this, and they know that they have to get there. Like you said, the cheeseburger one is one I think that typically sells out.
That's the most popular
popular, sells out earlier in the day. So if you want to get that, you don't plan to have that in the evening. You need to be there to get it before they sell out. The next one in this category is funnel cakes. And if you're watching on YouTube, I have one that's very basic looking that came off the Disney website. But other times you can find that sweet treat that is much more elaborate with creative toppings, kind of like what we talked about with the churros, But people who love these, yearn for these funnel cakes. And, I think some of these people who are big fans of them are like the people who get excited about doing the drinking around world showcase. They want to have that quest of trying out multiple different types of these funnel cakes that Disney offers, because if you know. Exactly.
Yeah, funnel cakes. I mean, what's not to love? I mean, we do not get them very often, but what's not to love about it? I mean, it's dough fried, a little bit of powdered sugar, sometimes more elaborate things as you were kind of referencing there. But it's like kind of like a donut, right? And who doesn't love donuts? It's pretty good. And yeah, it's very much a treat, very much fair food. Right. Like if you love your fair food, then a funnel cake is fair food brought to your parks for sure.
Right. And if you haven't tried it, maybe give it a shot. Yeah, it might become one. You might become the fan there that meets that category. And the last one in this category that I was going to talk about is cotton candy. And you can get it at obviously multiple locations. This is another one that I would say I think Disneyland ups their game with different flavor offerings throughout the year. Now, you don't get cotton candy because you're hungry. You get it because you feel you want it. And I would say for me, I love cotton candy, but I resist cotton candy. But when I get it at a Disney park, and that's the only place I get cotton candy, I just feel like this is right. It's a fun setting. This is where I should splurge with my calories maybe. And it feels so special.
Yeah, it's nostalgia food. It's fair food. It's one of those things that brings you back. Now, this is one that not only splits the room, it splits the room here with us because I have no need for cotton candy. None at all. Zero need. I mean, sometimes she'll get an elaborate flavor and I'll take a little taste just to see the elaborate flavor. Like there was a Dole Whip one that they had at Disneyland a few years back that I enjoyed. And I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. But I just don't need, I don't, for me personally, I don't understand the sugar, the stickiness, all that stuff. But I appreciate, again, just like I said with the turkey, like anybody who wants to enjoy themselves, have a good time with cotton candy, and that includes Michelle, who loves it. I'm all for it. Go for it. Get your cotton candy and enjoy the heck out of it. Get it all over your face, your hands, and whatever. It doesn't matter. Have a good time.
Yeah. And I usually can't eat it all in one sitting. But then, like, I will be tending to get it more often when we're going to be staying at a resort at the parks. And I will then take it back to the resort and I can then eat a little bit more and feel like, yeah, I'm still at Disney, And so I was excited to see that Disneyland brought back their watermelon cotton candy, one of my favorites that they have there. And I'm hoping to be able to try that again when we're out there later in the month.
And when she buys that, she's going to get it all to herself because I'm not going to have any of it. So that's even a better thing for Michelle when she goes.
That's true. All right. So the final category of snacks that I thought we'd talk about are the ones that I call deep cuts because these are ones that maybe aren't as popular. They're, not on everybody's radar, underrated kind of snacks. And, but I'm telling you that, we've tried these and we would recommend if you haven't that you might give it a shot because these again might become some of your favorite Disney snacks. And the first one I'll talk about is the school bread, and that's over at the Norway Pavilion in their cafe there. It's a sweet roll filled with custard and dipped in coconut. It is just amazing.
That's a definitely, if you know, dish. Definitely a Disney snack. That is so good. Yeah. That's one of those. It doesn't split the room here. Like the only way it splits the room is like who's going to get more of it,
right?
Because they're so tasty.
It's just so fluffy and sweet and extreme yumminess, and it's one of those ones. It's going to be worth going into that cafe even when it's busy and there's a ton of people and you have to go through the entire line, even though there are people maybe in front of you still trying to figure out that they should have gotten the school bread and just moved along. It's definitely one that you might want to get, maybe even two, so you can bring back and enjoy another one later. But again, it's one of those treats that you know you're at the Norway Pavilion at Epcot, and it's just so delicious.
Yeah, the pastry itself is so light and fluffy and delicious, and then you get that pastry cream in there, which is so rich and luxurious and flavorful. It is really, I mean, for those of you who know, it is so good. It's one of those things you have to have. We don't usually get them to eat in the parks. We'll usually get them and take them back to our room that evening and enjoy them later in the evening, maybe as a nightcap or something with a glass of wine or
exactly.
Cup of tea or something.
Right. Exactly. All right. The next one I'm going to talk about may be a little controversial whether or not this is a snack. And I'll point it out. It's the lobster nachos that you can get at Lamplight Lounge, the boardwalk dining, so the outside. They are true perfection. Now, before we talk more about them, here's what I'll say is my rationale for including them is the Polly has pulled pork nachos that we love. And I would have included them in this list if I was going to include more broad. But again, since I was focusing on what's available in the parks, I kept it there. So since that dish I feel is a snack, then I felt, well, then it's nachos. It's just a different topping. Lobster nachos, why can't they be a part of this? I know the difference is that you can't just mobile order and walk away with them. That is a difference, but I still feel like it's a snack at Disney parks that you can enjoy because if you know. And what is your description of this snack, honey?
Well, first of all, let me talk about this as far as whether it's a snack or not. And we had a little bit of a discussion about this. And at first, it's one
of the ones I thought I needed to bring up.
Right, and right off the bat, my first impression was no. It's more of an appetizer, more of a meal type dish. But the more you sold it on me, and you brought up the pulled pork nachos over at the Polly as well. What I thought about was that one, nachos in general, like nachos in the park, are a snack. There's no question about that. This is a bit larger than what your nachos, those are usually individual, some things that you're going to get and you're going to eat to yourself. What I'll call this, is it really technically a snack? Yes and no. It's a shareable snack. Yes, it's a shareable snack. You're probably not eating the lobster nachos or the pulled pork nachos on your own, but you can get together with family, friends, or whatever and enjoy that together as a snack. And that's where I think it qualifies. I'll agree with that. And yes, that dish, wonderful toasted chips, cheese, beans, you get the lobster, which is cooked really, really well, tomato, a little bit of jalapeno. If you like your spice, there's some jalapeno on there as well. So you can get that too. Really, really, really good. Not for everybody. Not everybody wants lobster. Not everybody can eat lobster, but not everybody wants that. But if you do, it's one of my favorite things. And a lot of people go specifically just to get that when they go to the Lamplight Lounge.
Right. And one of the things I like about it, like you mentioned, jalapenos, peppers are on it. They do it on the top. So if you want some that isn't as spicy or as hot, you want to minimize how many of those that you have on it. It's easy to do that with that dish.
Yeah, so. It's good. We're very excited to get that here coming up here in just a couple of weeks. We have plans we have reservations for the Boardwalk Lamplight Lounge area, and that will be definitely one of those things that we'll be grabbing and sharing as a shareable snack.
We'll be we'll be enjoying it as a snack because I'm sure we'll be eating other food there. And the last one in this deep cuts category that I'll mention, because I do think this is a very under the radar snack, and that is the Hush Puppies from Columbia Harbor House over at Magic Kingdom. These, similar to the cinnamon rolls, it's a small bite that is so flavorful, so delicious. For a little while there, not too long ago, they took it off the menu, but happily they put it back on there. It is one of the sides that are sometimes that is served in some of their dishes, their meal things, but it's not in all of them. But you could just simply order those alone. They're a side dish or, snack kind of thing. And, that really hits the spot.
Yeah, that's what makes it a snack. It's a side dish to some of the entrees that you can get at Columbia Harbor House. But the fact that you can order it on its own and enjoy it like Michelle would, because Michelle loves. I think Michelle goes to Columbia Harbor House more for that than like for the fried fish or anything else you can get there. She wants to get those hush puppies when she goes, and so she would be happy to pick them up just on their own and snack away.
Exactly. I mean, they have a nice baked salmon. I think it's baked salmon dish that they have there that this isn't included in that, and that I definitely have to do an add-on. But it's not like I haven't been known to have ordered just the hush puppies.
Oh yes, she has. I can verify that.
So, do you have any other snacks that you want to mention or bring up that
Well, I already brought up the pretzel at Germany. Like we already talked about going to Leal and sitting down and maybe having something from there and people watching everything, getting that and maybe a beer from Germany.
True.
And just finding a nice table and sitting and watch people watching there, because that is, it's again, it's bready, it's warm. It's got that salt on there. If you get some mustard with it, even better. And then a nice beer to go with it. Really, really great. But even without the beer, it's really good. That I think is kind of one of those things. Virtually all the festival food is snacks.
Right,
It's good with a snack credit for a lot of them.
Right.
Not everything, but a lot of them you can use a snack credit on if you're on the Disney dining plan. Festival foods, so many spectacular things. We'll go through a few of these here, I think, in a little bit when we get to the Disney Stories of the Week stuff. We're looking forward to the Festival of the Arts. But any of that stuff is great. My favorite thing is the Dole Whip, Mickey ice cream bar, Mickey ice cream sandwich, which I don't think you mentioned is one of my favorites as well. As a matter of fact, I think I'll get that more than I get the Mickey premium ice cream bar, just because I like the cookie and I like it. It's just a little easier to hold, but I love both. So all those things. What about you?
No, I think I covered, all the things that I felt were, mentionable. I mean, I think there are probably other things that, like I said, are snacks outside of the parks that are great. I mentioned the Polly nachos, but there are some others. But again, hopefully as we went through this, you were nodding along, realizing, yes, these snacks are more than just food or purposeful in that regards. There's something that enhances your experience at Disney. And if we mention some that you haven't tried and hopefully you do look forward to, that would be great. We'd love to hear about that.
I'll mention one of Scott's favorites is that one of those giant donuts you can get from Joffrey's that are like as big as your head. That's a meal. I mean, it's a snack because it's a donut, but man, that thing, I'm like, how does he finish that thing?
I know.
It's so huge.
Yes.
But that is one of his favorites as well.
That's a good point. Yes.
You see them there when you go by a Joffrey's. They'll be like these giant donuts, and you're like, whoa, pretty good.
Yeah,
they're pretty good.
They are pretty good.
They are. I've had a piece of one.
Yeah,
pretty good.
And they come in different colors, and it's funny because he doesn't always get the same color, which surprised me because he's somebody that usually is very consistent. But yeah, you're right. He definitely loves those. Sometimes I have to steer away from those early enough in the day so that he's not filling up on that as well.
Usually you get it at the end of the day so we can bring it back to our room, or if you're coming back home, you can enjoy it that evening at home.
What's nice is they do have it at the exit.
Kind of a nice treat to finish off his day, So, definitely understandable. But it's not like when you go with Scott, like you're not already eating a bunch of snacks throughout the park, because that's one of his favorite things as well, is going through. It's probably why Epcot's become his favorite park, is he's he's going to get some good snacks at Epcot. So for sure. So we know we listed a lot of snacks here, but I know we missed a few as well. What are your favorite snacks? What is if snack for you? What makes your Disney Parks day? Let us know. Hit us up on the Gmail account. Hit us up on social media. We really, really want to know, because maybe it's something we haven't tried before and we may want to sample it for ourselves.
Exactly.
So that is if you know
Disney
snacks.